this review, we have the Transformers Studio Series Transformers 1 Megatron, who is number 114 in the Studio Series. So we get to see Megatron inside the box. You can see one of his parts of his weapon in there. We got some nice render artwork on the front. On the side, we get to see his face a little bit larger. On this side, we get to see almost the whole body. Got a little Autobot symbol there. It also says Transformers 1 on the top, and just some legal stuff on the bottom. And on the back, we've got our UPC, and then we've got a little display of what you're going to get. Basically, him, the tank mode, and the weapons that he comes with. So let's get him out of the box. So he will come with a booklet, and he's got a backdrop, and this is a nice rendering of the city. Actually, I think this is the way that they race on. I won't go into the story in case you haven't seen it, but I think that's what this is representing. And then on the inside, everything is on the front. There's nothing hidden on the back. So we've got four pieces of guns, and I guess this is the turret. So that's what it looks like inside. Okay, so here he is out of the package, and his here is his various pieces here. And let's see. So he definitely should have his fusion cannon, and then I don't know. Do they expect him to be a parts former? I think he might be a parts former. So we put this backpack on. He's got some other little pieces they attach to this. And it's cool that they do come off so that you can, use them in other ways. You can put them in his hands or on his forearms if you want. That's really not how he used them in the movie, but it's always cool to have, options. These are meant to be toys and played with. I don't remember him having this on his arm either, but we're gonna put it there. That's what the packages shows. Oh, okay, here we go. So this turret plugs in here, and then it has little grooves, so you can basically kind of plug it in there. Okay, so Hasbro did announce when they were announcing this toy line for Studio Series that the figures would be smaller. And these figures are definitely smaller than your average deluxe. So for instance, here's a Hot Shot. He's actually not all that much bigger, but he's more substantial. Like there's more going on with him. And maybe that's just the design look for Transformers 1. They were kind of thin, but there was also a lot to do with the storyline where they went through quite a few upgrades. So I don't know if this is meant to be his final form or his second form. I won't go into all that, but you should at least know they changed quite a bit. If you watch the trailers, you'll notice they look different at different times. Here is the Optimus for this particular line. So they do stack up pretty well there. And then we did have the basic, I don't know what you call this, but this is not Studio Series. This is like the kid-friendly line. And I kind of look at this as maybe his first form, or not his first form, but his second form, and then this is like the full form. That's not really how it went, but just some options. So really, in their first form, they couldn't transform at all. So if you get into like the yellow park stuff, the most basic form is like accurate because they can't transform at all. So that's a whole thing in the movie. So this is looking pretty good. There's some really good detailing on the figure. There are a lot of good design elements towards G1 Megatron. The face sculpt looks really good. I do think it's kind of clever how they've done the little add-on pieces. He's got ball joints in the shoulders, so you're going to have a good bit of articulation there. Technically, he's got a ball joint in the head, but it is quite limited because of the sculpt. He's got ball joint legs, excuse me, hips. He does have knee articulation and a upper knee swivel. There is some foot articulation, but I believe this is transformation. And there is a pivot and probably, yeah, a waist swivel that's really tight. I'd be careful with that. So pretty cool. And then, again, we showed, we had to put the weapons on. So technically, you can put the weapons in any format that you want, but, you know, to be accurate, he would have his fusion cannon on this arm. Okay, so that's the figure. Let's get him into vehicle mode. Okay, so here he is in vehicle mode, and he has quite an interesting design. He doesn't have any kind of functional wheels at all, and you just gotta kind of believe that this works. Um, in reality, this is kind of not quite functional, but you're just gonna have to pretend that it is. You can get this turret to work without parts forming, but when you go to start messing with this is probably going to come off anyway. Plus, you're going to have to add all these pieces together to form the larger turret. So that's going to be a whole thing. But all the pieces do tab in, and it is a quite interesting transformation in design in general. Very spindly, little kind of like spider tank looking type thing, but it is pretty cool. Uh, and then you know you can make this work. You can articulate these other cannons. If you want to take them off and put them somewhere else, you can. You just got a lot of options with this vehicle mode and figure. So outside of that, it's interesting, but I don't think interesting enough to keep this in vehicle mode too long. Like it's still very much like, Megatron has like folded in half and split his legs open. That's kind of what the design is overall. But this is how he looks in the movie. So, he's got his whole proto Cybertron tank mode. So that's a review. Overall, this is pretty cool. It would have been nice if they could have made these bigger, and maybe there'll be larger versions at some point. Who knows? I'm not anticipating that. If they don't, these are nice figures. The vehicle mode is nice. We know we've got a Bumblebee and a Elite One coming, so we got more figures on the way, and kind of looking forward to getting them. So that's a review. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, tune into more videos coming up. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you.